control over it, but I have control of how I will respond to it. And for me, that is the greatest power any person can give you. And that's a power we're given by God. The power to determine how we respond to situations and circumstances. Awesome stuff. I've seen people losing their loved ones, and instead of bursting out and crying in desperation and you know, blaming God, they lifted up their hands and they just thanked God and worshipped God when that happened. Not that they were looking forward to their loved ones dying, no, but they just told God, you're in charge no matter what, with tears rolling down their eyes. Beautiful scenes of people who believed God and acted like they believed God. All right? All right. It's a beautiful day, Tuesday. Our faith is going to be strengthened today from 9 a.m. on Your Faith Today. And then we'll look at the kind of manukato, anointing that you've got on you from 2 p.m. All right? But right now, Harambee Star players will be smiling all the way to the bank as President William Ruto upped his cash bonus award to players and technical bench members, saying that if they record a win in their last group match on Sunday against Zambia, each player and member of the backroom staff will take home 2.5 million shillings. Initially, the players and technical bench members were assured of 1 million in case of a win. Each Stars player has already received 2.5 million, resulting from 2 wins against Morocco and DR Congo and a draw against Angola. Now, addressing the team yesterday in the afternoon following their victory on Sunday over Morocco, President Ruto pledged each player a 2-bedroom house under the affordable housing program and an additional 1 million if they win in the quarterfinals. This would raise the potential reward to 6 million plus a house for every player and member of the technical bench.
Very good. Very good. To visit and see the players, which makes my job as a coach very easy, because looking at you, meeting the president, it's inspiration enough. So thank you for that.
Angola and Zambia to face Harambee Stars. All Kenyans were saying this is the group of death. And everybody thought that Harambee Stars was not going to reach anywhere. And we kept saying it's not a group of death, it is the group of opportunity for Kenya to shine.
I must also congratulate Kenyans. We agreed as the people of Kenya that we will put all our other issues aside and stand together, united, as one nation behind Harambee Stars. Tayari niko na maneno yenu ya jana iko hapa saa hii. Sisi tumekubaliana mnacheza kama nyinyi, mimi nacheza kama mimi. Tunasonga tukisonga, si ndio? Sasa Sunday, nataka sasa tuwe na deal mpya hii ya Sunday. Sasa Sunday, si tunashinda? Inshallah kwa mpenzi ya Mungu. Sasa Sunday, tukishinda hivi, kila mtu 2.5 million. Mukipita quarters, hapo unapata 1 million yako na affordable house 2 bedroom.
You know, when I look, I think I took the wrong career. I should have been a footballer. Like right now, ningekuwa sahi, ningekuwa nishapata 2.5 million within days. Hata madrag dealer wapatangi do hivyo. 2.5 million bengia ta. Alafu sasa Sunday nangojea tena tushinde 2.5 ta. Hey, Alafu ati tukifika quarter final kanyumba ta. Unajua hiyo 2.5 saa hii watu wengi sana wanaenda kwa bank wananyimwa kama loan. Na mtu anapewa tu pa. Nafikiri niliingia career wrong. I was very good in football. I was very good in football. Anyway, sawa. Where was Ruto when we were playing football? Anyway, ni sawa. Meanwhile, the DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua has hit out at ODM chief Raila Odinga, claiming he has been misleading his supporters and using them as a bargaining chip to get into government. Gachagua, who spoke during an engagement with Kenyans living in Southern California in America, rallied them to kick both Odinga and President William Ruto from office in the 2027 general election.
This cousin movement is the greatest thing to have ever happened in Kenya, because our cousins have been misused by Raila for a long time. Long time. Every election cycle, he has been mobilizing my cousins and mobilizing all those cousins and cheating them that he's taking them to Canaan. And because people have Canaan, my cousins fell for it for many years. The minute he gets there, he doesn't intend to be president. He has no such intention. He's not interested. He likes power, but with no responsibility. He doesn't know how to take responsibility. And all cousins, all in-laws, all the people of Kenya are one family now. And all the people of Kenya now are cousins opposed to abductions and extrajudicial killings. And they are all speaking the same language.
I've looked at Gachagua and how long has he been in the States? Amenona. He's added some weight. If you look at his face, he looks like a guy who's added some weight. And by the way, I always say this. Don't be deceived by these politicians. Don't be. He accuses Raila Odinga, and I'm not a supporter of Raila Odinga or Ruto or Gachagua or any of those. He accuses Raila Odinga of using his people to get into power and to benefit. All politicians are like that. The reason why Gachagua keeps on talking mrima is because he's planning to use his people, ding ding, to get into power. So they're all the same. So if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. That's what my teacher told me. At the same time, the former deputy president defended his decision to support the proposal for the United States to review Kenya's designation as a major non-North Atlantic Treaty Organization ally. Speaking during a media roundtable engagement as part of his tour of the United States, the Democracy for the Citizens Party, DCP leader, said there's a legitimate need for the U.S. to investigate cases of police brutality, abductions, torture, and murder under President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza regime. Gachagua saying the proposal is key to keeping the government accountable and in check.
There is a bill that was brought in the Senate here calling for an investigation to facilitate the reviewing of the relationship between Kenya and the US in matters, the status of non-NATO ally. And I want to ask you to lobby your senators and your congressmen to support that bill by giving facts of what is happening back at home, which you are aware. I've seen people back at home trying to blame me because of that matter that has been brought to the Senate. I did not bring it. I'm not a senator in the US. They are directed their anger at me. All manner of accusations. I did not bring the matter, but I support it because the issues that have been raised by the Americans is the issues that I raise every day. The issues of extrajudicial killings, abductions, the issue of interfering in Sudan by working with a terrorist group called RSAF, the issue of working with Al-Shabaab. Those issues were brought by the Americans. And all I said is that Kenyans should support by giving information to the legislators here to enable America hold William Ruto to account. And I did ask the Americans not to impose sanctions on Kenya because Kenya is innocent, but to apply sanctions against William Ruto as a person so that he can be brought to order. So I found a member of parliament from Mandera there in parliament making a lot of noise, saying that I'm against the people of Mandera. I have nothing against the people of Mandera, and he should not drag the people of Mandera into the challenges William Ruto is facing with the American people. Nowhere did anybody say that the people of Mandera have committed any crime against anybody. What we said is that the Americans are saying William Ruto met some bad people in Mandera.
Meanwhile, Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen has warned former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua against spreading falsehood against the country's security officers, insisting that the former DP must record a statement with the DCI upon his return from the United States. Speaking during the Jukwaa la Usalama in Narok County, the Interior CS accused the former Deputy President of what he termed as optics and mudslinging of the government. Murkomen has reiterated that Gachagua must honor the order to record a statement over his remarks on terrorism while in the United States. Gachagua recently challenged President William Ruto to explain to Kenyans why he allegedly met with 3 Al-Shabaab militia at night to discuss business.
Since he has information, you can see liars. You know, this pathological liar, you can see through his lies. 1 minute he is saying that he has information that is relevant to dealing with Al-Shabaab and people who are doing business and collaborating with the enemy. In the other minute, when he's told to put that information in a proper record, he starts running away that he's not going to record that information. That means that's just lies and sound bites for social media and for purpose of inciting the public and disparaging the nation. If he is a man enough and he is a person of integrity, he should put his allegations in writing, you know, together with the evidence that he has, the people who are in the meeting that he is alleging that the meeting, the businesses that those people bring, the collaborators. Since he seems to have a lot of information, it is laughable that a citizen of the Republic of Kenya who is seeking high office is telling the citizens of this country would rather appear before a senate of another country than his own country. We are not stupid people. We are looking through. You can see through his hypocrisy. But we will insist. We are continuing to insist that any citizen of this republic who makes such heavy allegations and who thinks that they are doing so for the good of the country, they are obligated to put that in writing. And and when I say that they should record a statement, it doesn't mean that the National Police Service is not independent. I am just restating what is in the law, that if you have evidence that is related to safety and security of Kenyans, the right place to put it is to take it to the DCI and provide that information so that the people you are mentioning can be investigated and be arrested and be charged.
Now, you know, there's a video that has been doing runs on social media whereby Murkomen, I remember the time when around 6 chiefs had actually been kidnapped by the Al-Shabaab and taken into Somalia just before the president went to the northeastern province. During that time, Murkomen had actually said that there were talks that were going on to try and get, you know, the Shabaab, you know, militia releasing the chiefs. And it actually happened. They said, I think they were the elders, I think it was the elders from the Kenyan side and those from the Somalian side were having conversations, and there were negotiations going on to have the chiefs released. And the chiefs were all released. So you know, when Murkomen said that, what social media guys said is, compare this. They put what Gachagua says and Murkomen, and claiming that, you know, he was just saying what this guy said. But you just never know. As I said, politicians capitalize on anything, and they will say anything. Now, police in Kilifi County say they have discovered 7 shallow graves with human bones and skulls at Kwabinzaro village. Now, according to the county's Directorate of Criminal Investigation boss, Robert Kiinge, the victims are supposed to have died in yet another case of cult practice, common in the county in recent years. Just last month, police said they rescued 4 individuals and were investigating the mysterious death of at least 3 others in another suspected case of religious radicalization in the Binzaro village of Kilifi, Chakama area. 2 human skulls and the fresh body of an identified adult male were also recovered in a nearby thicket. The Interior Ministry said announcing an operation on a secluded 5-acre homestead following a public tip-off about suspicious religious activity.
We've seen bones, we've seen ribs, we've seen head shells that were recovered there. And I think the police have confirmed this. But this is a shame. This is a shame from our Ministry of Interior that we wait until a disaster occurs. That's when we start being reactive instead of being or have been proactive.
Tangu lini miili ya wapenda wetu ikaanza kufukuliwa na fisi? Chenye tunauliza ni serikali, mko wapi? Tunataka usaidizi, mkuje tufukue ile miili.
Now, this is why Jesus warned that in the last days, men should be careful that they are not deceived. And it was the main warning that he gave, because there's going to be a lot of deception that is going to come into the world. And the most unfortunate thing is that men are going to believe these lies. The word of God, it's like Jesus, what Jesus was saying, that light has come into the darkness, but light has come into the world, but men loved the darkness. And that's the reason why they did not come into the light, because their deeds were wicked. Now we have preachers who are just, they are children of darkness. And all they spread is darkness. Anytime you see a minister spreading darkness, and all that he does, I mean, the results of what he does is pain, death. Remember, there's only one enemy that comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and that's the devil. And anytime you see a ministry where it steals, it kills, and destroys, you don't need to be a space scientist to know that the person who's perpetrating this is not God. Now, over 300 intern nurses whose appointment was revoked marched to the Ministry of Health headquarters to demand the release of their letters. The students, drawn from different universities, strongly opposed Health Cabinet Secretary Aiden Duale's decision to cancel their letters, saying they had already begun working in various health facilities for more than 3 weeks before the cancellation. They dismissed the CSS reason that they should not serve before graduation as invalid, arguing that some of them had already graduated and had been issued the letters to begin working at the facilities. They also said they vowed to continue with the protest until their demands are met.
Agree that the government has got no bona fide interest with the nursing profession in Kenya. And the reason why we are saying that, first of all, the government cannot waste a lot of money, to educate us through campus. That is one thing. Other than us, the people who also went under private sponsorship, and they have spent a lot of money. And the dignity that you could have given us as young students, it is to ensure that we receive and get our license.
The CS said that we have been revoked as a result of being not officially graduated. And with me here, I have evidence to show that I was awarded a degree by my university. If you can zoom. I have underlined the part where I was awarded a degree by the University Senate. The CS said I am not. So I have brought evidence, and we have also written a petition.
Tumekam papa from last week, and we are not going to tire. We are going to be here until the reinstatement, because even before, graduation has never been a prerequisite for internship. The guideline says, as he said, as long as you are done with your school, you are approved by your Senate, you are eligible for internship.
That's pretty interesting. What I know is that there was a controversy in the health ministry. There are some people who had been allegedly, because we are not in a position where we've seen the letters. There are people who were forwarded to different hospitals and clinics as interns illegally. That's what the CS said. And so the letters were cancelled, and the process is going to be done afresh. They're saying they've already started working there, and some of them have already graduated. And so let's see how the CS Health is going to handle it. Remember, as a leader, you're called to provide solutions. So let's see what solution he brings forth. Members of the Mukupe Beach Management Unit are calling on the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission and the Mombasa County Assembly to investigate the alleged misappropriation of 8.6 million grant from the Kenya Marine Fisheries and Socio-Economic Development allocated for the construction of an eco-restaurant. The total cost of the project was 9.9 million, which included a community contribution of 1.3 million. It was implemented by the Mavuno ya Bahari Group, made up of Mkupe BMU members. The members staged a protest outside the eco-restaurant situated below the Dongo Kundu bypass, demanding accountability in the usage of the funds. They accused some senior officials from the Mombasa County Department of Fisheries of laxity and colluding with former BMU leaders to embezzle the funds.
Katika County Government of Mombasa Department ya Fisheries, kuna uketetevu wa kazi. Kuna watu ambao hawawajibiki. Tukianza na bwana Director Asha Mlengwa, Director wetu wa Fisheries, ambaye akuna watu wake ambao wako na malengo yao tofauti na Mkupe Beach Management Unit. Kuna shida ambazo zilitokea hapo, tukajaribu tupate utatuzi, lakini utatuzi hakuna. Na mambo ya indirect compensation ambayo ilikuwa imebakia kule kwa watu wa SGR. Kuna milioni 400 na ya maboti ambayo yalikuwa yapewe watu wa wavuvi wa Mombasa, watu wanunuliwe mitego, wanunuliwe maboti makubwa makubwa, waende wavue nje, ambayo itakuwa ni mbinu mbadala baada ya uharibifu ambao umeharibiwa katika hii creek yetu ya Portuguese Creek.
Kuna cooperative certificate ambazo zilikuwa ni zitoke zipewe BMUs zote za Mombasa County. Hii yetu kama Mkupe iliweza kuweka kwenye huo msururu wa kuwa ipate hiyo certificate, lakini certificate ilivyokuja haikupewa wahusika kamili.
Hiyo mambo tuliyabeba tukapeleka paka kwa wabunge la County of Mombasa, na tunashukuru kupitia kwa Mheshimiwa Abdulswamad Sharif Nasir ambaye ni gavana wetu wa Mombasa, na hilo bunge la kupitia hiyo kamati ya Blue Economy wakaangazia hilo jambo, wakawaita wale bwana, sisi tukaitwa tukazungumza. Lakini cha ajabu ni kwamba bwana Nelson Nyoro aliambiwa aregesha certificate kwa Mkupe BMU ama kwa ofisi. Nafikiri kufikia sasa bado hajafanya bwana Nyoro. Sijui shida ni nini. Na sisi tunajua wazi ya kwamba hapa katika comparative kuna ufisadi mkubwa sana wetu wa Mombasa, na hilo bunge la kupitia hiyo kamati ya Blue Economy.
And you know, the United States has moved to assure Kenyans that, hey, don't worry about Wamushoro being in our country and saying the kind of things he's saying. We're good. And that's what is being said. Kenya and the United States enjoy a strong national and subnational ties, with California, the wealthiest state in the U.S., being a key partner in innovation, sustainability, and shared prosperity. California's leadership in technology and climate innovation, together with Kenya's Silicon Savannah and vibrant, young, and digitally skilled workforce, creates unmatched opportunities for collaboration. Kenya leads in climate action with a 93% renewable energy grid, targeting 100% by 2030 and 100 gigawatts by 2040. President William Ruto made remarks when he hosted a delegation of California state secretaries and private sector led by State Secretary of Transportation Tox Omishakin. Also present was U.S. Embassy Charge d'Affaires Carla Benini.
We appreciate that you have chosen Kenya as part of your footprint around our continent. And I promise you on behalf of these good people here, colleagues from Kenya, that we are ready, we are willing, we are available to partner and to see what we can do together in a mutually beneficial engagement between our two countries. We are very proud of the relationship between Kenya and the United States, and we will continue to forge a relationship both at the bilateral level and all the way to what we can do collectively as the family of nations, because we believe in the values of freedom, of democracy, which underpin what Kenya stands for.
Kenya, as you know, sir, remains central to our U.S.-Africa policy. When we do something in Africa, we do it in Kenya first. And there's a reason for that. It's because of our shared interests and alignment on governance, on rule of law, and democracy. I think this delegation represents the breadth and depth of the people-to-people partnership as well as the subnational partnership. I was actually just in your hometown in Eldoret on Friday and had a fantastic conversation with His Excellency the Governor about his recent trip to Minneapolis, St. Paul, and what they see going forward, exciting opportunities with their sister city partnership.
As we look at what is happening in the counties, you have, Busia Governor Paul Otuoma, who's backed the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, who have initiated an investigation into alleged misappropriation of county funds worth 1.4 billion shillings. Let that sink. It's 1.4 billion shillings, involving 6 senior officials in the county. The operation was part of an ongoing investigation into irregular procurement practices, conflict of interest, theft of public funds, and accumulation of unexplained wealth against the 6 officials. The governor has backed the probe, calling on the agency to speed up the investigations.
Watu wako na shida, si atungoje hii sisi. Unafaa upita hapo kamati ya kule kwa assembly, ile departmental committee, kuangalia kwamba unafanya kazi namna gani. Ile mtu amepatikana na makosa ndio ile idara za serikali ambazo zinafaa kuchukua hatua, ndio zinachukua hatua. Kama sasa hiyo ambayo imechukuliwa, hiyo investigation, tuwapatie nafasi. Wakisema hapa iko makosa, hiyo ni kazi yao. Lakini pia bunge iko na haki kuita hii watu kusema shida ni nini, iko wapi. Tuangalie, tusifanye tu kila kitu kuwa ni siasa ama kukondemu. Look at it, ita hii watu, muulize maswali, mwambie nimesikia kwa idara yako nini hapa inaendelea. Hiyo ni mandate mumepewa na hii wananchi. So tusiwache hiyo mandate alafu tuongee kwa hii vitu ni kama hadithi. Sio hadithi. Ili majukumu tuko nayo wale ambao tuko kwa ofisi. Na mimi pia kama kiongozi wa kaunti pia nitachukua hatua kulingana na sheria vile iko. Gavana ni rafiki yangu sana. Na sisi tunawapea gavana na tuombee wale ambao wako chini yake wawe waaminifu kwa watu wa Busia. Sio? Wao waaminifu kwa watu ya Busia. Hatukupeleka watu kufanya kazi ambayo ni kinyume ya sheria. It's very sad kwamba wewe unanyemelea pesa ya serikali na huku gavana anataka watu yake atibiwe, gavana anataka watu yake wapate mbolea, gavana anataka watu yake wawe na barabara sawa. Wewe unaenda kuiba mali ya raia ya Busia. It is is very bad. Na mimi nashukuru kwamba serikali iko na macho mrefu, inachukua hatua. Gavana, tunakuombea
wale vijana, wale watu wetu ama wale wafanyikazi ambao juzi wamepatikana na makosa uko Kilindi, lakini usitetee mtu yeyote. Wacha kila mtu afanye nini, abebe msalaba yake mwenyewe. Si namna hiyo ndio kusia hii iwe.
You know, it's always good looking at what is happening in the counties, because that's where majority of the people are. Nairobi, during the day, Nairobi has around maybe 5 point something or 6 million people operating. And at night, it probably goes back to around 3 million, because majority of the people come from the counties, the surrounding counties. You have Machakos, you have Kiambu, you have Murang'a, you know, all these counties around here, Kajiado, Narok. Narok is a little bit far. But all these counties around here, majority of people come into the city during the day, and in the evening they drive out. So it's always good to know exactly what's happening within the counties. And now we focus on Nakuru, where women and clergy led by Pastor Dr. Mary Mugambi have condemned the alleged child sex exploitation reported in Mai Mahiu, terming it an abhorrent and inhumane abuse of minors. Speaking at Kirobon Girls High School in Rongai Sub-County during the annual Widows Conference, the women of the cloth decried the reported exploitation and trafficking of children, particularly girls, as a gross violation of human rights and a direct assault on their dignity, safety, and future.
Hizi tabia za kigeni ambazo tumezichukua tukazileta hapa Kenya, hizi ndizo zimeleta shida kubwa sana, kwa sababu watoto wetu wanataka pia kukaa kama watu wale ambao dini hizi zimeletwa hapa. Kwa hivyo nikiongea na watoto wetu, wacha nikuambie mtoto ambao unanisikiliza, kwanza msichana wewe unaenda kutumika, usikubali kuingia kwa mambo ambayo ujui. Maandiko inasema ya kwamba mtu ambaye anafanyanga mambo hayajui ni mjinga. Yaani Biblia imekuita mjinga wewe ambao unaingianga kwa gari ya mtu na unatembea pamoja naye bila kujua pale unaenda.
Ninapenda kuongelesha wazazi. Tutawapotesha watoto wetu na wataweza kunyakuliwa na tabia mbaya za kidunia ambazo ni za ufalme wa giza. Tunapenda sana watoto wetu waweze kukombolewa, waweze kuongeleshwa na kuombewa ili waweze kujua haya wanatumikia shetani, kwa sababu Mwenyezi Mungu anapenda tujae dunia, tuweze kuzaa watoto, tuweze kupendana kama mume na mke, lakini si mwanaume na mwanaume ama msichana na msichana. Tunaikataa pia kama wachungaji.
Sasa watoto wadogo wanauzwa, wanaenda kufanya uasherati, wanaenda kuuzwa pesa. Watoto ambao kesho tunatarajia, kesho ambao tumechunga kama sisi ambao ni wazazi ambao tunaongojea watoto wetu wa kesho, lakini wamefikishwa mahali ambao wanauzwa pesa. Tafadhali serikali, na waomba tu kabisa, hebu tuangalilie vitu kama hizo.
Lile ni jambo la kuhuzunisha, manake tunasema hivi, hawa watoto wadogo ndio viongozi wa kesho. Tungependa kuomba hivi, serikali kabisa haiwajali vijana wetu. Mara jenzi wanapigwa risasi, mara sasa watoto wadogo wanauzwa kiholela. Serikali ipo wapi? Ndio tunauliza. Tukiangalia hapa Nakuru, wakaaji wa Nakuru walimpa wamama uongozi, waliwapa wamama sekta nyingi za kuongoza, tukiongozwa na gavana yetu ni mama. Tunauliza, muko wapi? Muangalie hawa wasichana wetu wadogo, muangalie watoto wetu wadogo, waache kunajisiwa pale kiholela.
You know, we're just laughing in the studio because there's a video that I've just received that is so weird. I don't know where this guy comes from. I'm not sure whether it's Nigeria, Ghana, but it's one of those Western countries. It's a pastor who tells his congregation that on Sunday, come, if you're a man, come carrying your boxer. If you're a lady, come carrying your panties, because I want to pray for them. And the congregation, you know how when we are praising God in Kenya, you wave your handkerchief. Now you can imagine what they are waving. and it's just crazy. Why do people allow themselves to be misused by some of these charlatans? Because as far as I'm concerned, that is not a pastor. That is just a man, a pervert, who found himself, who has managed to deceive his way up to the pulpit. And this, I would not be surprised if it's Zimbabwe. Could be South Africa, actually. And it's just ridiculous. How? And he's praying for them and using the name of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I mean, God must have withheld his angels, because I'm very sure they must have had their swords flaming, ready to do something to this individual. Anyway, let's take a look at the newspaper. We start with The Nation. It's a Daily Nation, and the headline screams out, storm over hiring over 10,000 police officers. A power struggle between police boss Douglas Kanja and the National Police Service Commission could derail an upcoming recruitment drive, with the commission now split into two factions, writing to the IG to reclaim human resource functions, including hiring, promotions, and transfers. So there's a kanyamus, there's a battle going on within the Police Service Commission and the IG. I remember there was a time the IG had been summoned to Parliament by the Parliamentary Committee on Security, and he was being asked, I think it was the Senate, he was being asked why he did not want to surrender the payroll of the National Police Service to this particular body, and he refused. He has refused, kabisa. And this is not the first time that these two are having an issue, the National Police Service Commission and the National Police Service. Anyway, let's see how this plays out. Retired medic in desperate fight for cancer treatment as Shah falls short. Then you have Ojwang's murder, DPP on the spot of a Lagat petition. Court gives DPP August 29th deadline to file response in the matter. What are they responding to? Deputy Inspector General Police Eliud Lagat has given, this is the High Court. The High Court has given the Director of Public Prosecution up to the 29th of August to respond to a petition seeking criminal charges against Deputy Inspector General Police Eliud Lagat over the death of teacher Albert Ojwang. Now, never forget this. Never think that, and I'm not saying this of Ojwang or anything, I'm just saying the country has moved forward. It's an unfortunate situation, but this is the power of time. Ojwang was shot, there was hue and cry. He's already been buried. And majority of people have even forgotten that there was something like this. As in, the thing that is bringing it back to your memory is the fact that Lagat was taken to court. But, I mean, the pain, the fury, the anger is no longer there. He's he's already into the world, into the spirit world, the eternal world. People right here, they're moving on. That's what time can do. Never ever think that you're so important in this world. And I'm not talking about Ojo, I'm just saying what death does. You might think that these people cannot do without you. Oh no, you're wrong. You're wrong, so wrong. So wrong. Senate seeks answer for 8.14 billion stalled insurance payouts. The Nairobi hospital bosses accused of administration lapses. Then legislator eyes housing boom with shares in mortgage firm. Shomo has revealed that he took out a loan to finance the purchase. His regulatory filing showed that the Kikuyu MP bought 18 million shares in the housing finance valued at 138.3 million from the open market. Okay. Now there's a tough war going on between the National Assembly and the Senate as MPs' rift grows over bill on Senate expanded powers. Senate want to be referred to as the upper house, and the National Assembly be referred to as the lower house. Breach of stadium security, big headache for organizers. Harambee Stars lead Group A are standing after 2 victories and a draw. But Kenyans are misbehaving. There's breach, people are breaking into, getting into the sports stadia, and this is threatening. It could be one of those things that might deny us an opportunity to host a major tournament, because if fans can break into the stadium, then the security of the players is put at risk. The Star newspaper, today is that day, or on Tuesday, where the Star newspaper is literally given out free. Mtu kama amekuzia gazeti leo ya Star, Zusha. More cash remitted for salaries than amount in payrolls. Millions lost in counties' payroll scams. I know of a company where when people were retrenched, a part of the people's name remained in the payroll. And somebody in the office was collecting the money on their behalf. Unacheza na Wakenya? Don't joke, my friend, bwana. LSK retains mandate over advocates as battle flops. And then the wildebeest migration, it's already started. If you love animals, take your loved ones out for this. Let's become local tourists. Go and see these animals. It's amazing. I mean, you see close to 3 million wildebeest in one place. And you know where the wildebeest are? The lions be. Nyamba yendangi bila kachumbari. Taxpayers losing millions in counties' payroll scams. Bigwigs in fierce battle to wrest Western from Raila ahead of 2027. Ruto, Raila and Kalonzo, 3 kings in battle for one throne. Then in the Star newspaper, you have eyes on record. This is John Korir crosses the line in Boston Marathon. Boston Marathon champion Korir set sight on the late Kiptum's record in, where was this? In Chicago. Don't you at times wish that, you could run fast? figure this. You're growing up and you can run really fast. You know, you take, your colleagues, your classmates, and when you go to the field, man, you show them dust, you run pretty fast. And when you get home, your pops or your mom ask you, hey, Fred, what would you like to be when you grow up? And you say, I would like to be a racist. Okay, I would love to be an athlete. No, they race, so they are racists. Okay. So you tell your parents that you would like to be an athlete. You love running, and you want that to be your career. During my days, if you did that, you would have been slapped the living daylights out of you to a point whereby you'd have lost consciousness. Because your parents would have told you, kukimbia, there's no career in running. Now, at a time like now, you would literally be looking at your parents and asking them, if you had allowed me to pursue what I was saying right now, I would be taking very good care of you because I would be running and winning stuff. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Shielding Lagat. The Standard newspaper has the pictures of a number of people. It has the picture of President William Ruto and the entire security system, including the IPOA, the Attorney General, the DCI boss, all of them were Kwapo. And they're being accused of shielding Lagat, who was accused of having played a role in the shooting to death of the teacher, Ojwang, who was murdered after being transported from Kisumu, from Luo Nyanza, brought to Nairobi, booked at Central Police Station. The following day, the dude is dead. Inside school walls, the hidden reality of forced pregnancy tests and searches. Then you have visually impaired students lead KU to pop glory at the music festival. Then DAPK convenes crisis talks as Wamalwa and Natembeya rift widens. Hey, if you understand how Natembeya got into DAPK, you would understand why they are fighting. Basically, Natembeya was looking for a party, didn't get the party, was looking for nominations in our big parties, didn't get it, because obviously corruption has its way, and so he looks for a small party called the APK, which is headed by Eugene Wamalwa, and he's, in terms of popularity and influence, he's more influential than his party leader, and I guess that's why they started fighting. Because one of them is asking the other, by the way, do you know I'm the chairman? I'm the main kahuna in this. The other one is telling him, kahuna my foot. You cannot even win an election. I am the one who won. I'm the one who put the party on the, in the spotlight. So quite a number of stories here are about Lagat. Just pick the newspaper and check it out. Then the back page. Coach McCarthy's magic rekindles Kenya's love for Harambee Stars. Kenyans love Harambee Stars as long as it wins. Wait until when they lose. Hey, people will speak. But right now they're enjoying, they're enjoying a good glory, and I'm also supporting them. Then you have the picture of McCarthy, and you have the picture of Cameroon's coach scratching his head. And you know, the most interesting thing is that you can notice the Moroccan coach, yuko na kipara hapa. And the reason why he has that, I guess, The picture you have there, he's scratching his head. So he's been scratching until hair disappeared. I'm not saying McCarthy has all his hair. He also has a kipara there. And it's constantly because you're thinking, you're scratching your head. Anyway, have you noticed hata mimi niko na kakipara hapa? So it looks like I've been scratching. Right, we bring the curtains down on the show. Please make sure you join us at 9. Don't go away, by the way. We've got great shows. At 9, we'll be having Your Faith today. Amazing worship and praise and teachings of the word to strengthen your faith. And then at 2 p.m., we'll have Manukato, where Eddie, we'll have quite a number of people. We'll have Teddy coming in with some of his guests, some musicians and some ministers of the word, and they'll be talking about a number of things that affect your life, and they will build you up, all right? Okay, dokes, don't go away.